Hi everyone, welcome back to Andrea's Soul Kitchen. Today in the kitchen we are doing a timeless general tarot reading for self-worth, self-love and self-esteem. Firstly, I wanted to say that my last video was pretty dark and I felt it was a bit self-indulgent, and I was thinking about removing it because I don't know, I just didn't feel incredibly comfortable with it. But then I thought about that's the whole idea of getting in touch with your own self and not hiding who you really are and that you have emotions, ups and downs. I think it's important that we learn that we have to be vulnerable to heal the pain that we've got. Otherwise, we're not being authentic, and you can't, get over it because you're trying to be stoic and that you're only going to present yourself as this amazing, everything all together person when you're not like that at all. And that's what we're trying to achieve, is that you show people that you have all different sides to you, that you're not always 100%. And that's what I was talking about earlier in other videos, is that being your real self means you have to sometimes show people that things aren't fantastic, and so I'm going to leave it because I think it was important. Anyway, let's get on with the reading today, and we will apologise for Willow. She's hungry and she won't leave me alone. What are we doing? Spirit animal card. I wore something sunny today too, so that it was a bit brighter. We're having a bright reading today, guys. We're having a bright reading all over it. Cat, independent. That's another good thing, not to be codependent. You are a natural healer. Your intuition is strong. You don't have to go with the crowd. Life supports you in every way. Well, I think this is going to lead us down a road of not being codependent today. Being independent, standing on your own 2 feet, learning to follow the dreams that you've got and not allowing other people to, get you off balance. It's also important that you don't have to go with the crowd. You don't have to follow everybody else's rules and regulations. They do it their way, and you got to shine your light. And if it's different, then you still do it. If you're following the crowd all the time, you're living someone else's truth, not your own. So you have to get out and just be independent. Do what you want. Have your hair curly if you want today. All right. Bit of a change. Going to be 80s. I like it. Transformation is from the Sacred Power Animals today. Look at that phoenix. All those reds and yellows, they're just vibrant and bright, and reinventing yourself is not an easy path to take, but it's important because you become more independent, become more of yourself, and that way you are showing the world you're ready to shine, you're ready to, step into your own power. Your own power is that you don't, if somebody says, oh, yeah, we're going to go to the art gallery, and you think, I'm not interested in art, but you tag along because you think that's where you want to, you want to please other people and stuff. Well, you don't. You just say, no, it's not my thing. I don't think I'll pass. Or, that's a stupid example, but it's about spreading those wings and flying to be whoever you are. Don't be ashamed of it. Look at the colours on this bird. So you don't see red birds and orange and yellow birds everywhere. But he doesn't care. He just goes out and does his own thing. It's himself. Lucy Cavendish. She's always got something great. Let's see what we can get from this to help us along the way for our happy Bright and sunny reading. Unexpected help. Six of Pentacles. Well, and that's also another thing about being independent and also transforming yourself, is that it's about reciprocal give and take. If you're giving out something to somebody and they're not giving anything back to you, you don't just keep on giving and giving and giving. I've done it a million times myself, just kept on pushing and pushing and thinking, oh, you know, I have to keep giving to them. And then they'll turn around and they'll respond and they'll like me, or they'll, you know, whatever. No. If you're giving out you're doing all the chasing, and you're doing all the ringing up, and you're doing all the keeping in contact with someone, how important are you to them if they're not bothering to get back to you, or they never ever reach out? You're not in the forefront of their mind. You must have reciprocal give and take, and that is how relationships become balanced. If it's not balanced, then you have to put a boundary in and say, okay, here I've reached out to you, I've done as much as I possibly can, and I'm leaving it. You have to be prepared to step away from it, because that's being independent. That's not being codependent. That's not running with the crowd and just trying to make everything work because you feel lacking in some way, or your life's nothing without those people in it. Your life is perfect the way you are. You're obviously a giving, loving person who is prepared to share themselves with other people. But if they're not prepared to do that with you, then that's their lesson. You have to then have the courage to step back and say, I'm obviously not that important to you, or they just can't do it. And that's a lesson they have to learn, that they have to build on working out how to reach and be vulnerable to other people. The moon. Oh, it's just a general tarot. Sorry, I just been shuffling away there. Well, the moon, we've talked about the moon before, and about how it's sometimes you're in the shadows and you can't see the path in front, but you just trust yourself and know that who you want to be and who you are is okay. You can be that flamboyant phoenix. You can be anything you want. You can be a depressed old lady who, you know, can't get through a few days because things have really shook her world, but that's who you are. You know, shine out bright, and your emotions need to be released and expressed to other people, because that shows that you're comfortable enough in yourself to be able to be vulnerable and say, look, I am not great, or I don't feel fantastic. It's hard, and that's the brave you, rather than just being stoic and never showing anybody any of your emotions because you want to hold it all together, and everybody, you know, I'm the one that's holding everything up. But how are they getting to know how you're feeling? They can't treat you properly because they don't understand. They just think you've got everything covered all the time. You're 100% on board. Nothing phases you. You know, you're not upset by anything. You got to show people that, and then they can help you out in the ways that you've never ever expected or thought that they had the capacity to do. Let's get an oracle from the Colette Baron read, Wisdom of the Oracle, Yin. Well, that's getting in touch with your feminine energy. Everyone has a feminine and a masculine energy in them, and tapping into your feminine energy is about when you get in touch with your emotions, and that they don't always sit well with you, but if you know them and you can express them, and you know, that's about being in your feminine energy. And even men, I'm talking about, everybody has that. And I suppose men in particular, and sometimes women as well, have been brought up to say, oh, you know, you don't show people how you feel, and you know, oh, real men don't cry and all this sort of stuff, and you try to be as brave and strong and, you know, don't show anybody anything, but that's not helping build relationships like we just talked about before. So be open and honest, as much as it might make you feel like people will think you're weak, and let them. It's not weak to show emotion. It's not weak to be real. That's bravery. Okay, a happy card. Love is light, is consciousness, is spirit, is God, is you. Yep, show your light, your love and your light to everybody. Whether it's good, bad or ugly. Okay? I hope this helped. Thanks to everybody that's been sticking around. If you like these videos, of course, give them a thumbs up. And somebody out there, please subscribe, because I feel a bit like, I don't know, it's not going anywhere really at this point, but I'll keep on going because I do like doing it. And I'll look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. Have a great day. Sunshiny day.